Hey, what's going on? Question for Michael Rosenbaum. I don't know if this is too touchy, but what's the deal on the set of Smallville, a show that used to be on with Allison Mack? Did he get the vibe or anything that she was into some freaky sex cult shit?
Oh yeah,
Some crazy stuff.
Can you bring a picture up
Was
too?
the
Whenever you bring this
vibe
up,
there?
man?
Was she weird? Was it just out of left field? Anyways, man, you're the man. Have a good day.
You know what's funny is I haven't responded to this.
Let me look at this. So Allison Mack is the girl. What was this thing called? I remember they busted a man who was using a group. Here, you go.
You know, it's funny because I've chosen not to talk about it only because it's shocking. And all I can say is this: when I was on that show, Allison was the sweetest, most professional. She was just a great girl, a great actress, and I remember, there doing some self-help stuff. I remember she was a part of something, and it was different than it was now. But I remember her mentioning something. Oh, there's this
Agape or something?
an organization or something. No,
There's always because there's a lot of those.
It was whatever. I didn't listen
Right.
to it. I just remember thinking, it sounds a little culty. I'm not. That's not for me. I don't know. And I just never thought about it. But it never. She never. Sorry, this is the first time I've actually talked about it. But I felt like it was such a shock to hear all these things. I just didn't believe it.
Right.
It's like somebody said, "Hey, your brother killed somebody." You're like, "No, he didn't. I know my brother. He wouldn't kill anybody."
Right. So it seemed very
to me,
bizarre.
seeing this, it's bizarre. It's like, I want to hear the whole story. I think's yet to come out, but I think a lot of the story is out there now, and I think it's just shocking. It's surprising. She was great. I just bumped into an old director from Smallville, and we looked at each other like, things happen in life, and you're like, you just don't have answers for. And for me, it was like working with someone for 7 years. We didn't go out. We didn't
Did
hang
you
out
ever
a lot.
ask
She
her out?
was
Was there
younger,
any-
so I hung out with Tom a little bit, and I wasn't around
Tom, you
as much.
mean?
Tom Welling, he was Superman. He was
Okay.
Clark Kent. So I hung out with him. So I really didn't hang out with Allison, but maybe a couple times throughout 7 years.
Was
so
there
we didn't
any-
know each other. We weren't close friends, but there was always a mutual respect and a love there.
Did you ever hit on her? Was there anything like that?
No, never. I never, with any of my co-stars, never would do that.
Yeah.
You don't shit where you eat. Although I have shat where I at.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the past. I mean, there's when I was younger, I did a movie in Germany, and the girl and I, the actress and I, we kind of got together. It was a mistake, but then we became friends eventually, which those just never end well. So I never understand why people do that, because no matter what, if you're on a show, maybe a movie at the end, something because the movie's over, but a TV show, it's just bad idea, man.
Right.
It's just not good. So and the good thing is Annette O'Toole was like older than me and married. So, that wasn't there. And, Kristen and Allison were a lot younger than me.
Right. But that's attractive to a man. It's not like younger.
Yeah, but it was, they felt like, younger sisters.
Okay.
Because I was 25 and they were 18.
And what was her vibe like? I mean, was she like, you were 25 and they were 18? That's not insane at all. That's totally normal.
Maybe I was 26.
Yeah, even if you're 36, that's not that
Look,
insane.
you know what it was? It was just like they're on the show, they're younger. I don't have as much in common. I like
Okay, so
80s
you don't have as
music
much
and
in
70s
common.
music. I'm partying at that time. They're like going to museums. They're smarter than I am.
Okay, so they were kind of nerdier?
They're maybe a little nerdier, but just maybe more intelligent.
Okay.
Although,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good
how
way to
this
put it. Yeah,
happened.
maybe more intelligent.
Maybe more mature than I was, which is not hard to do.
Right.
So I just didn't go there. I thought it was a bad idea. Not to say I never talked to a guest star ever, if we became friends, but just never do anything on set.
Right.
Like later on, if you become friends and the guest star is over and you're like, hey, I want to get coffee. You're
Right.
not working on the show anymore.
But in hindsight, like, are there any? Do you think you could see her? So could you see her like being and getting into something like that?
No, never. Never. I thought she was just a girl, a nice person who just, she's like a lot of actresses or actors. Like, we want attention, we want approval, and she found something that she thought would probably, give her that, and I don't think that's what she was doing when I knew her.
Right.
I mean, this was years ago, but ultimately, inadvertently, she got into something that was bigger than her, and I'm hearing things like, she said supposedly that. It was manipulation, or it was like, she was, what's the word?
Coerced.
Stockholm syndrome type of stuff. almost?
I think that she Who's to say what happened? I mean, I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah, nobody knows. We don't know.
I don't know. All I know is, you know,
But we could
it's shocking that it happened. Like if you said, "Oh, Theo Vaughn killed someone," I'd be like, "Oh, yeah," because I don't know you as well, and maybe you did kill someone. It's not shocking. But when you're
Who is it?
that you what?
Who did I kill?
I mean, you could have killed someone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you probably could have
I
killed
didn't.
someone. You probably could have killed that girl, the African American woman who put their hand in your pocket in Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
A neck punch is rough, dude.
It would have taken a while, dude. I was throwing some very weak punches.
She could have killed you, though.
Oh,
first.
easily.
She probably could have.
And the crazy thing was, people around us in Brazil started like cheering and like betting on who was going to win.
Because you both had long hair.
Bro, we were both outside. It was broad daylight. Nobody helped. People started
You
literally
probably were scared.
betting. I was extremely scared.
That's
I was
scary.
walking in a foreign country by myself. And not even in like the best area. It was, dude, it was shady.
It would have affected my ego.
Yeah.
Like I would have thought, like, out of all these people, this woman thought I was weak enough to put her hand in my pocket.
Wow.
Gosh, I
Yeah.
got to work out or something.
Well, you know what? Right after that, I went back on. Like I was on I was on a cruise ship. I went back onto the cruise ship and stayed on there, and I didn't go back out into the country. I felt
That's
like
a shame.
I felt like unwelcome. I felt just scared. You know, I did feel like some of that kind of shit.
When something like that, when someone violates you,
Yeah.
it's just it ruins everything. I've been
And nobody
violated
helped.
before.
And nobody helped. You know, that was
that's
the thing.
just
People
bad.
are gambling on so who's gonna fucking win.
People are gambling.
Yeah. And then also, I remember this in Brazil. Somebody would come up to you and say, I have AIDS, right? It was a kid. I have AIDS. I'm going to bite you unless you give me money. That was like
I would have
trick.
stayed on the ship.
Yeah.
It was a good call, Theo.
That was the AIDS bite trick.
You gotta
and
stay on
chicks
the
do that in
cruise.
nightclubs here in LA all the time. But it's like, this is like, you know,
I'm going to bite you.
I'm going to take a bite out of your
You better
wallet.
take me to Mel's Diner for
Yeah.
a burger. I'm going to bite you with my AIDS. Yeah, that's not good.
That
That's not-
AIDS
that's
bite,
sad.
boy.
Yeah.
But, so you never saw anything like that with that? So you would never think that
Never.
that girl would be into something
Never.
like
I
that?
thought she'd be married with kids, and she was smart. She was, family was into music and opera and stuff, and sort of upper class.
So how does that happen?
I don't know if you know what that means, but you look at her and you're like, oh, she's got her stuff together. She's not an idiot with her money, and I just never
Right.
thought it. I don't think any of us thought.
So then how does that happen then?
I think that you don't ever really know someone. You don't ever really, really know someone. Like I could tell you my friend Tom of 32 years friendship. I promise you he would never kill someone.
Yeah.
But that's because I've grown up with him since I'm 12 years old.
Right.
And I know him inside
Tom
out.
Cutter?
No, that's
Daniel
Cutter.
Cutter.
Yeah. Tom Lally. Like I've seen his penis. I'm not in a gay way.
No.
But we know each other. I've been in the hospital. He's taking care of me when I had back surgery. He's like,
Sounds like more of a almost getting in a gay way, taking care.
No, he's just my best friend. And
It
his
sounds like Bridges of Madison County almost a little bit.
Man, maybe it does.
A
I
little bit. Go on.
apologize to the audience.
My bad.
No,
man.
no, but you're right. I should have stopped with the penis. I think
It's just kind of
he didn't have to take care of me with
yeah,
the penis right
It's
after
like we're
that.
like trying on scarves.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't
stuff.
a good. Yeah,
But
Peter's
everything's
scarves
totally
guard over.
normal.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Okay, so your friend Tom though.
I can tell you. So I'm going to change the way I thought. I'm going to do a Trump there. I'm going to like change like the wooden thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that he wouldn't kill someone. I know him. But when you say Allison, would she do this? I didn't know Allison.
Right.
I probably, I'd see her once a week and I go, hey, what are you doing? How's your weekend? Great. It was this past weekend with Theo Vaughn. And that would be it. And it'd be like, oh my God, you had dinner. Oh, great. Or it'd be in the makeup trailer. It's like, what are you guys listening to? And that was it. I directed her in an episode and she was sweet as hell. And she's like, oh, I need to cry. Can you tell me that nice story about your grandma? And I would tell her the story and she would cry. And then we'd roll camera and she was just sweet and she was nice. I didn't expect this. This is a curveball. But again, I didn't really know her.
Okay, well then how about this then did she seem like a sexual person at all? Because, some of the things that they got caught up in.
Jeez, you're going deep, man.
Well, no, I'm just curious about the psychology of some of this type of stuff because this kind of stuff is, it's like, look, like for example, I will have people that will reach out to me, right? Like you might have chicks that are like porn stars, different types of stuff, reach out to you, or women that want to text you and get you involved. Like I used to have this girl that would invite me to like these orgies and stuff downtown.
Did you go?
No, I didn't go. But here's the thing. It's like, it would have just been, but I met up with her one time for coffee, right? So it would have
Safe.
just, so there's just a couple of, it could be a couple of weekends, it could be a drug, it could be a couple of drugs. You'd never you're only a few steps away sometimes from things that you don't think you would be in, right? But I think you would still some people would still have a vibe in them that would, that would match the current of whatever that is.
Yeah,
Do you feel like she had like a sexual type of vibe, or do you feel like she was like there's these like incels now. There's people that are afraid of sunlight and are just lazy and aren't doing sex, or people that no one likes them, so they just say that no one wants them. There's all types of stuff.
Look,
Did she seem sexy? Did she seem sexy?
I mean, that's I thought of her as like a kid. I didn't look at her like that, but I just she was like anybody else. She was flirty. She was fun. She was nice. I didn't really see that side of her.
Right.
I just didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
But I didn't hang out with that.
Right.
But I will say this. I think that, like, for me, I'm a bit of a control freak in terms of like drugs and alcohol. Like, there's
Right.
I have friends who get drunk and they're like, they shouldn't drink, and they get so hammered they don't remember things, and I'm like, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
So I am always aware of what I'm doing. I don't put myself in precarious situations.
Right.
I just don't. If I can sense bad things happening.
Yes.
It's always been, it's a gift, but it's also, I hate myself because it's like
Takes you out of the fun.
It takes me out of the fun, but like I'm running that cusp. But like I've always been like, I'm not going to that.
Right.
That doesn't look like it'd be fun. I'm not going to go into that place. I'm not. That guy's looking at me. I'm going to walk out. I don't want to be. I'm just getting away from trouble.
Right.
So I always, like, if some girl's a little bit like, let's hammer, let's go back to when I was younger, I still remember going, nope, this girl's drunk and I don't know her and I'm not taking her back home.
Right.
I'm just not putting myself in that situation.
Yeah.
And I think there are people like that, and you're right, you miss out on fun, but you also take yourself out of dangerous situations.
Yeah.
And so I've always been that. So I know people who could do, like, I've seen them. I'm like, good person. Never would do this sober. Never would make this bad decision sober. Drinking a little too much right now. If somebody doesn't keep an eye on that person, they can make a bad decision.
Wow.
And so I don't know. With her, I'm not talking about that because
Right.
I never saw her.
So you don't know if that was her.
She was. I don't know, but I'm just saying. Like you were saying people could be on the cusp of like going down that way, but I just I know for me.
That's not you.
Well, I just know I could never think something that was happening in that was right. And keep going down that.
Keep going down it.
Because I would think, oh my God, this seems a little dangerous. You can maybe get arrested for this. If somebody found it out, oh my God, this this is bad. This is.
So you couldn't keep going down that road unless what? Unless you had some of that in you.
Unless
you had some of that dark.
I don't even know if
you
you had something in you, unless you were easily, like you said, coerced, or like you were.
Because
what happened with the Manson family? They
Right.
said they pleaded like what? That he did what?
manipulated the people, I guess.
Yeah, like they were like, oh my God, we just didn't.
Stockholm syndrome type of thing, where he.
Yeah, they believed they were easily manipulated, like whatever. But they, and they said that was the excuse. I know that could never happen
to you,
to me,
right?
Because I.
Now,
don't
how
know.
old was she? She was young, though.
That's what I'm saying. She was young.
And this man was older, apparently, that ran the thing. So now I could see that. Say a man comes along, he has a bunch of money. He has access to like a lot of, fun, crazy stuff. Maybe he seems worldly. He seems like a leader of a group you believe in. Like I've been to these, I did orgasmic meditation where I'm driving around town and, touching older women's crotches as part of a club, and that's a real thing. And that's
really
organized. Yeah.
What?
That's organized. And I met there's other celebrities in it, right? Like, and I don't mean other celebrities, there's celebrities in it. But it's like there are a lot of different groups out here. There's a lot of people looking for connection, especially in Los Angeles. It's a very disconnected city. So if this girl was 18,
maybe
19,
a little lost.
22,
right.
Easily, I could see her. She gets involved with the group. She was an attractive girl, right? At least.
Sure.
She was an 8.
Yeah, I don't want to put numbers on anyone
Eight's
except you
great.
and myself, like us.
Right. She was at least an 8.
I think she was a pretty girl. She was smart. This is why it's so shocking to me. Yes, she was younger. She could have easily been mind fucked and given like, who knows? They could have said, oh, and promised her these things, and she was empowered by things, and
there you
somehow
go.
she fell down this
Dark path.
Maybe all of it to me is just for me. It's shocking just because like to know someone. It's like again, I said know someone, but I really didn't know her, and it just makes me sad ultimately because it just makes me sad to know someone who really was a sweetheart and could be capable of something like this. And I don't know the whole story, but it's
very bizarre.
It's completely shut. When I saw it, I looked at Tom, co-star, and I looked at I talked to a couple people. I was just like, I don't even know what to say.
Well, it looks like the older man, whoever ran it, looks like he took advantage of.
That's exactly right.
Her.
I feel like
took advantage of a younger person.
Of her. He probably blackmailed her. He probably manipulated all these girls were manipulated and blackmailed, and these women, and it's sad and
it happens.
You hear about all. You hear about
That's the dark arts, bruh.
It happens more than you think.
Admit
probably.
that it is.
Yeah, the arts.
Yeah, dark arts.
Darks.
You don't think it's the dark arts, dude? A man doing that?
Oh yeah, it's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it is, man.
I agree.
Thank you guys for checking out this clip. And if you want to see another clip, then you can look at this clip or this clip. Either one of these. So, did you pick one, or are you still just watching me do this? Because this is alarming.